Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you what I eat in a day. As a vegan, I'm also currently intermittent fasting, so my first meal is going to be around 1:30. I'm also on my period, so today is going to be really focused on a lot of nourishing foods that make me feel good. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. I'll be posting more videos about health and wellness, veganism, and low-waste living. And also follow me on Instagram at Flampathy. I'll leave my handle in the bio. Thanks. Grab 3 tablespoons of chia seeds for some added protein. I like to break my fast with a light juice usually, just to ease my body into a full day of eating. Next, I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of beet powder, and this is a little earthy, so if you're not crazy about that, then maybe start with a teaspoon, and you can always work your way up from there. Next, I'm going to put in 2 full oranges, and this juice will last me about 2 days usually. I'm going to take 2 full carrots. Clearly, I didn't grab the right knife here. And depending on what acidity level you like, you can either go for half a lemon, but I'm going to go ahead and use a full lemon here. So for the tofu wraps, you're going to want to drain your tofu and press it. I don't have a tofu press, so I just put a pot to drain out all the excess liquid. I'm sure it'll be much easier if you do have a tofu press. Then I'm just going to make a marinade while that sits with some miso paste, some sambal ulik for some added spice, ginger, and I'm really not measuring anything. It's really just dependent on what you like. I'm putting some garlic, some tamari, and then I'm just going to add some maple syrup for some sweetness. And now that the tofu is done being pressed, I'm just going to cut it up into small cubes. And you're going to want to let that sit in the marinade for about 15 to 20 minutes. And while that's sitting, I'm just going to put this tofu away and have a little snack break. So I'm going to preheat the air fryer for 3 minutes. I'm just going to put the tofu in there. And I usually cook this for 12 minutes. I know it says 16, but it's usually done by 10 to 12 minutes. So with the extra marinade, I'm just going to put that in a pot and saute some kale. I always roll my lemons and limes before cutting to get the juices really flowing. Next, you're just gonna wanna heat the tortilla quickly. And once that's done, I'm gonna put the kale as my base. Tofu looks nice and crispy. You can put whatever toppings you like. I go for tomatoes usually, and sriracha, and a little bit of lime, and you're good to go. Your girl got hungry before dinner, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a smoothie. So I'm gonna start with some oat milk. I'm gonna use about half a cup to a cup depending how much you're making. Then I'm gonna go ahead and grab a handful of blueberries, or 2 handfuls. We had a lot, so I wanted to make sure we used them all up. And then I'm gonna add some ice for some good consistency. Then here I'm just adding some blackberries and raspberries. I'm eyeballing this, but I'm putting about a half a cup of spinach. Next up, we're gonna take a teaspoon of spirulina, put that in there. This is a great source of added protein, so I always love to include it in all my smoothies. Next up, I'm gonna put my favorite vegan protein powder from VivoLife. This is the raw cacao flavor. Putting in 2 scoops because I am sharing this with my partner. First, you're going to want to take 2 cups of water, 1 cup of any rice of your choosing, and then you're going to want to slice up real thin 2 cloves of garlic. And this is actually my best friend's recipe, so she's supervising me. Then you're going to take 2 scallions and slice them up real thin as well. Going to turn that to medium heat and coat the pan with olive oil. Add in your scallions and your garlic. Let that simmer for a bit. And then you're gonna want to add the rice. Stir it up. And then add the water. So while the rice is cooking, I'm just gonna cut up some zucchini. Add some olive oil to a bowl. A little bit of garlic, adobo, and I'm just going to make sure I coat each piece evenly. I'm going to go ahead and cut up my tempeh now. Stir the rice so it doesn't stick to the bottom. I'm going to preheat the air fryer for 3 minutes. Add my zucchini. And here I'm also adding some nutritional yeast to give it a little bit of a cheesy flavor. Then I'm going to make my classic marinade with similar to my lunch, except this time I'm using a red curry paste. Next I'm going to add in my tempeh and let that marinate for 15 to 20 minutes. Bring it around. Now that my zucchini is done, I'm just going to set that to the side and add my tempeh into the air fryer. And I top my bowl with purple cabbage and sauerkraut, and